Good evening, CAN TV viewers. Thank you for tuning in to the Doty Report on comprehensive health. My name is Yolanda Gibbons, and I am back. I've been gone for two of the segments, but I am excited to be back. Very, very excited about the guest that we have today. The Georgia Doty Comprehensive Health Organization is a nonprofit organization that has been serving the Chicago community for 20 plus years, just being a health advocate and raising awareness on health issues and really addressing the issues of the health disparities that we know exist in our communities. This show is really about, education. It's about resources. It's about connecting us to organizations and people and healthcare and insurance and all of those things that we know is very important to living a healthy lifestyle. As you know, I always like to give a shout out to the president, the founder, and the CEO of Georgia Doty Comprehensive Health, Mr. Don Doty, and his wife, Miss Joyce. We are here representing the organization. So, as you know, if you don't know if this is your first time, we welcome you to call in with questions and comments, and let's get the conversation started. So, I have two wonderful guests. I feel very, very honored. We know that our community is faced with from physical illnesses and the care of us physically, but also the care of us mentally and what's going on in our household. So how can we talk about health and living a healthy lifestyle without talking about financial health? Because financial health is just as important in our lives, and it definitely makes a difference. It's important that we understand financial literacy. It's important that we know what resources are available to us when we're sick, before we would get sick, after we get sick. Hopefully we don't get sick. But it is very, very, very key and very important to live. And I always say, if you live in a healthy life, that means financially, physically, mentally, and spiritually is how I see it in terms of trying to live healthy. So let me introduce my guest. I have sitting next to me Miss Gina Sherman. Hello, everyone. Yes, and next to her is George Hernandez. Yes. And we're going to begin the conversation. And they got a lot of information, and hopefully we're able to squeeze it all in this short period of time. But we're going to start off with Gina to tell us a little bit about who you are and why you sitting here at the table.
Hi, I'm Gina Sherman, and I'm sitting here because I like helping people. I like helping people stay healthy and make healthy choices.
That's right. I love it. I do love it. And what about you, Mr. Hernandez?
Well, the same here, but I also like to add, more importantly, I think that, like what you mentioned earlier, the finance is extremely important when it comes to empowering our Black and brown communities. And that creates a lot of health as well, because a lot of our stress, a lot of our, just negative emotions are coming from the lack thereof, or the scarcity. And a lot of us in the Black and brown communities, we find ourselves surviving instead of living.
Right.
Which is a big difference, and that psychologically has put us in a bad point.
Right.
So that's why I'm here, more importantly, because I like to do what's called is a mental transformation if possible when it comes to finance.
Right.
Because we have different beliefs in money.
Right. And we know that, especially now it's the holiday time.
Yes.
Mental health is real.
Yes.
Our situations are very real, and you're right. Our mental stability affects our physical, and we know our finances affects all of that. It's just a trickle down. So I'm hearing that we're going to be talking about income for life and access to money in times of sickness and income protection. Right?
That's right.
So come on, let's share some of that information with us, with our viewers.
Okay, so how many people do you know that are currently working more than one job? Maybe 2 jobs or 3 jobs?
The majority of the people I know.
So a lot of us are going paycheck to paycheck, correct? Right. So let me ask the audience a question. What happens if your income stops right now? Say, for example, your income stops because you got sick, maybe you got in an accident, and you have to stop going to work. What's going to happen to your mortgage or your rent?
Right.
What's going to happen to your car payment or just any payment of insurance in general for vehicles? What's going to happen to putting food on the table?
Right.
Where are you going to have income coming in?
Right.
My question to you is, do you have some way to protect your income in case it's no longer there tomorrow?
Right.
because we never know what's going to happen. We can walk out the door, and next thing you know, we're in a coma. Next thing you know, we're getting that cancer or a stroke. We never know,
Absolutely.
especially with everything that's going on right now and
Right.
the foods that we're eating. So what we are able to offer is a program where we're now able to help, the average person protect their income.
Okay.
In case they can show that they have no income, that we are able to go ahead and have them access to a cash income. What makes me more excited about that aspect is that we're also able to provide with that same amount is access to, depending on what they have available, anywhere from 100,000 to 1.5 million.
Okay.
So that's what I'm excited. And mostly, a lot of us in the Black and brown communities, we don't know about this.
Right.
And that's
Right.
one of the reasons that we're here, both of us representing our respective communities, because we want you to know that there's people out there that do have this information.
Right.
There is programs out there that you can benefit from.
Right. And we know that, health insurance is available to almost everyone these days, but many times it's not enough.
That's right.
I know people who had an experience even with my son where the medication that he needed was like $1,000,
Wow.
and they had to fight with the insurance company, and I had to pay the $1,000 because my son needed
Of
it.
course.
But who can really afford to pay $1,000?
Now, imagine if there would have been a way that you can have access to income to pay that $1,000.
Absolutely.
Because he got sick. Because a lot of times, if we put a plan in place that will properly provide and protect our families, the monies can be available.
Right.
And because of lack of knowledge and lack of information, and because we rather ask the neighbor as opposed to a licensed professional, we don't get the right, adequate
Right.
information.
Right.
We get the misinformation.
Okay.
And that's what we tend to believe is the misinformation that everybody else has.
Okay.
As opposed to meeting down and talking to somebody that's licensed or that is a professional.
Okay.
So that's the difference that, like Gina, she's licensed, I'm licensed with the state of Illinois to have these types of conversations.
And also, all information is free. All you have to do is ask. If you're curious, you have a question, or you might know somebody who might know some, or you want to know about, hey, is it any plans out here to help me? Can anybody direct me? The information is free.
So this is what I think is important, that people understand information is free.
That's right.
Information is free. Information is available. All you have to do is be open-minded and be willing to listen,
That's it.
and figure out what's best for you. But if we are going to empower our communities to live better, live healthier, we have to be open to
That's right.
listening to some of the information that you guys have available. So let's talk a little bit more about access to money in times of sickness and income protection.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad that you mentioned this. So right now, what we have available, and if you can just let them know a little bit about Sure.
That's what we want.
All right, yes, that's what we want. So guys, a lot of times when we have a terminal illness, chronic illness, critical illness, or critical injury, something like this happens, it not only affects our health, but it also affects our income. How many people do you know that have had 12 months or less to live? Think about that. Now, if you're about to die in the next 24 months, total 24 months, don't you at least want to check out some of the things in your bucket list? So one of the things that we have available here, in case that happens, we can give you access to 90%. And I'm talking about a life insurance product, by the way.
Okay.
Just so everybody gets aware, like, where is this
Okay.
money coming from?
Okay.
So we're talking about living benefits with life insurance, but more importantly, we're giving you immediate access upon issue, which
Right.
is what I like about this.
Right.
So 30 days after everything is issued, you have access to this money. So say, for example, you get a terminal illness. You're
Okay.
scheduled to die in the next 12 or 12 months. Who wants to hear those news?
Right.
But that's a reality for some of the people in our community.
Right.
So when that happens, you start thinking about either your bucket list or the what if I could. In this case, we can give
Right.
people access up to 90% of what they have available. So if you have a life insurance policy and it has, let's just say, $1 million policy, now you have access to 90%, up to 90% of that. That's 900,000, guys. Who's sharing that with us?
Right.
Nobody. Even if it's 100,000, that's still $90,000. Then here you go, a check with your name on it.
Okay.
It's not necessarily, let's pay the medical expenses, let's pay this. No, it's with your name on it. So that's what we're offering. Tell them a little bit about the chronic illness so they can know what's going on.
Okay, also with a chronic illness, basically is information out here that'll let you know. Like he said, you could access up to the 90% of it, but also along with chronic and critical. I'm going to go with both. You get sick, say you have a heart attack or stroke, and you live, you go home, but you can't feed yourself, you can't wipe yourself, you can't bathe yourself. It's money out here that you could access that will pay for the person to come and help you to wipe yourself. They bathe you, they feed you, they even clean your home. But you will be able to still pay your bills, maintain your household, and pay for your care from the caregiver that comes out to you.
Right. That's funny because I was just going to bring that up. My mom had a massive stroke in 2012. Of course, changed her life. But I remember the challenge we went through with the Medicare and the rehab, and then they only pay so much. You know, they have this way of making a decision like, well, she's not really getting any better, so we're not going to do anything else. You know, and it took us a while to get them back in, but just imagine having access to just be I'm not worried about that.
That's right.
Here is some income to help pay so that she can consistently continue to have, you know, the therapy and the services and the care that she needed.
But not just that, some people are able to move around a little bit, but they still can't do two of the things on the list of like your daily routines. A lot of people want their loved ones there. So, you know, if a loved one stay home, that means they can't go to work.
Right.
So they probably lose their job, and they're not going to fight it because that's their loved one.
Right.
And they could even access some of the money to, like, pay them a salary for taking care of them. Instead of using home care, they can use their own independent loved one that to take care of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot
And
of
still
times,
be able to maintain. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. That's important. But a lot of times when these things happen, a lot of us that have savings, that have 401ks, 403bs, or have, you know, something out there, you know, IRA, when we dip into this, if it's before we actually deserve it, you know, Uncle Sam is gonna be there to take his cut.
Right.
Let's just be honest with that.
Right.
So 9 times out of 10, when you're accessing your money, you're gonna be losing up to 50% of it.
Right.
If not more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of all the penalties that are involved with retrieving that money before you're supposed to.
Right.
So here we're saying, hey, here's a way that you can not only increase your money, but also have monies available when this happens without any penalties. Because all this is tax-free. Uncle Sam doesn't get a piece of this.
Okay.
None whatsoever.
Oh, we have a caller. Oh. Caller, are you there?
Yes, good evening.
You have a question or a comment?
I'd like to know where does this money come from?
Where does the money come from?
Awesome. As I mentioned before, this is a life insurance policy that you don't have to die to use. This is a life insurance policy. So the money is coming from the death benefit, because most insurance policies, you know that there's a death benefit, but you have to die to be access to that benefit. We have something in our hands, life insurance you don't have to die to use, revolutionary. It's changing the game, and it's the way that we help people. So that's where is the money coming from the face value that's on your life insurance policy.
Any other questions, caller?
Yes. I need to know about trying to keep in my house. Keeping my house.
Keeping the house, income protection. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Thanks for calling, caller.
The water, and I need to keep my house.
Okay. So that's a question talking about income, you know, the income protection, or how, and we know how that could definitely have an effect on us in our health. So what can we share with her?
Well, she wants to keep her house. Right now, the only thing we can do is we can meet with her and see what she currently has in place.
Okay.
You know, if there's is there any savings available? Is there a life insurance policy available? Does this life insurance have cash value attached to it? You know, we have to truly do an analysis of her financial state right now.
Right.
So we gotta literally go and see what is available that she currently has and what is she missing.
Right.
So we're gonna put the pieces of the puzzle proposal together and then see what she can have access to based on that.
Okay.
You know, and that's something that we can definitely do. But first, it starts with sitting down and having that conversation.
Right.
Again, guys, we're not charging anybody for anything. We can even take a look at your insurance policy for free. This is not something that we're charging. This is a free service that we're offering you because we truly want to educate, but more importantly, empower
Right.
the people when
That's
it
the
comes
key.
to their financial knowledge.
Right.
You know, because like I said, a lot of people are not aware that this is available.
Right.
And you have access to it, free access to it.
Right. This is important. You are tuning in to the Doty Report on comprehensive health, and today we're talking about financial health, and we're talking about resources that are available, information that we may not be aware of. And definitely our heart goes out to the lady who wants to know more information about house, how to save her house, and hopefully we can get something on the Georgia Doty website that we'll be able to share with her. But this is why it's so important. We know economics in our community has it's major when it comes to our health. You know, either we just don't know where the resources are, we don't have them, we can't access them, we can't afford them. We can't even afford, we can't afford them. And it just doesn't make sense that our health suffers because of that. You know, so free information to at the very least learn, you know, what's available is important.
I think the one thing that we're missing here, a key component, is the financial conversation in our households. Because a lot of times we don't know what the foundation of a healthy, you know, economy, a household economy would be. I'm going to look at you right now and let you know that a healthy foundation, a solid foundation when it comes to finances in your household, it is life insurance. Life insurance, because life insurance always has accumulation to it, especially if you're talking about, you know, index universal life or something of that nature. I'm not talking about term policies or the things of the past.
The old school.
The old school stuff.
Right.
I'm talking about sitting down and taking a look at what's available right now.
Right.
Right now, more importantly, my favorite part is that everything is tax-free. Because a lot of times, the reason we have so little is because right before we get our paycheck, Uncle Sam already took 1/3 of it.
Right.
Then we take that check and we're going to go to the store, and the store's going to take another part of it.
Right. Okay, well, hold on. We have another caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, and good evening, people. And listen, one other thing. I wish everyone a happy holiday and a safe one, so be careful out there.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
I would listen to a couple of things you were saying. A lot of people don't realize you could get in contact with pharmaceutical. See, a lot of medication now these days, your insurance don't want to pay for it.
Right. That's right.
You get in contact with the pharmaceutical, and they will help you. They will cut it down. They will even issue a few to try to get you on your feet or show you a way how you could get it. But that's all you have to do. Just call the pharmaceutical. So you go online, whatever medication you're taking, get the primary drugs that you're taking, give them a call, let them know, and they will help you out.
Wow.
So that's a gift. And you know, it's sad that a lot of people, y'all said this, you keep saying this, some people hold information and don't want to tell nobody.
That's right.
They want to hold on to it like it's going to be a reward at the end. People would not give, and let me tell you, the government, you could write to government, FDA, and they will send you booklets and pamphlets and where you could go and get it. And there's also funds that are allocated to people who don't have it to get the money. Just got to show what your how much you're making a year, your salary and whatnot. If you make that criteria, you could get it.
Wow.
So again, there's many ways. You just got to think and trust yourself. That's why you need to always have a good relationship with your doctor and your pharmacist. Those are the two people that's going to help you. Listen, again, happy holiday to everyone. Please be safe. And thank you for taking the call. Let me get out there so I can hear your response.
Thank you. Thank you. We need you up here in the seat. You just gave out some good information. Viewers, if you could not hear, I have to at least share that and talking about if you are in a situation where your medication is too expensive, you can't afford it, that there may be be an option for you to contact the pharmaceutical company directly and may be able to get some assistance so that you can get the medication that you need. That is, I mean, who thinks of that? You know, we
That's right.
probably don't think of that. We don't know that there are grants and other resources available to us. We're just sitting on information, and he's right. We don't share enough. What is knowledge if you don't share it? That doesn't make any sense. Education is free. Well, you know, it's supposed to be free, but you get what I'm saying.
What you're saying, yes.
So financial literacy, and right, what is a healthy household is so important.
That's right.
And we just don't know. We're not having conversations with our children. Of course, our parents, old school, and but it's a new day.
See, a lot of times the black and brown communities, here's what we have. We've been taught the wrong way to give our money and put it in the bank. But the bank's job is to lend money, not to keep money.
Right.
So the bank is really making money off of our money, using other people's money. What the bank does every day at 2:00, like clockwork, they take everybody's money, other people's money, and they invest it in insurance-backed products. They get high returns, anywhere from 5% to 15%. And if you Google what your bank is giving you, I guarantee you, it's a 0.01%. I guarantee it. So you're telling me that on my dollar they're making $15, but they're only giving me a penny? Yeah, that's the truth. Because that's not his job. His job is to lend money and make money, not to help us do the same thing.
Okay.
So that's what we're teaching our children. We're teaching it, and that's what we were taught. So then you're saying, where can I put my money then to grow it? You know, we used to say put in a CD. No, not even certificate of deposit, because it's still a bank product.
Right.
You know, when we start looking at it, started looking at an index universal life policy, start looking at ways that we can protect our money, shelter our money, like annuities, tax-free and stuff. And when I mentioned annuities, one thing that I did want to share today was a lifetime income, a tax-free lifetime income, guaranteed tax-free income using other people's money.
Okay.
That's something that we have available as well.
Wow.
So how would you like to, when you're 65, let me ask you a question. When you're 65, do you have a guaranteed source of income?
Right.
Most people don't. And did you know that if you want to leave for at least 20 years, and how much would you want to make per month? Let's just say you at least want to make $10,000 per month. Let's just say in an ideal world, you want to make $120,000 a year in your retirement.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's do that times 20. You need at least $2 million saved up into retirement.
Right.
But who in our communities is having a conversation about stashing away $2 million?
Right.
And how long will it take us to accumulate the $2 million using the products like the banks, the CDs that we currently know about?
Right.
A long time.
Yeah.
Because the compound interest is just not there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that we're able to do. We're able to sit down with a person and take a look at everything that they have, and start a solid foundation. And more importantly, I like what you said, is have an open mind about what's available out here right now. Because a lot of people do not have this information. A lot of people don't even know that this is available right now. And that's why I'm grateful that you guys invited us out here today, because we're in a position right now where we can empower so many people with this information. So I'm just so happy to be here, and be sharing this with people.
Right. It's just so very, very important, and to begin to reach our younger adults, before they get 40, like me, 48, 50, then they're trying to figure it out, to reach them now.
It's a good thing you mentioned the age, because when we're talking about the life insurance, a lot of us start thinking of it more towards the end. But life insurance is based on two key things: is your age and your health.
Right.
So when are you going to be healthier? When you're younger,
When you're younger,
correct? And when is it going to be more affordable? When you're younger.
Yep.
But a lot of us don't start thinking about it until in their 40s, 50s. Because now we're thinking about the old type of life insurance. Now I need somebody to get buried. Maybe something to live behind as a small inheritance. We're not thinking about using our own policies as a retirement plan.
Right.
We're not thinking of using our own policies as living benefits, accessing money in case something happens to us, like if we get blindness, cancer, a heart attack, a stroke, things of that nature, because this is currently not on the market. It doesn't exist.
Right.
More importantly, we're not thinking of our policy, creating
Right.
a guaranteed stream of income that we can never outlive.
Right.
Imagine income is guaranteed to you 120 years old.
Right.
How many people can say that they're going to live that long?
Right, right. And if we had access to better healthy living, we may live to be that long.
That's right.
So this is great. This is great conversation. Georgia Doty Comprehensive Health is comprehensive. That's the whole
That's the point.
focus. Is not just to focus on one particular aspect of health, but the whole thing. And finances is very, very important, as I mentioned before, that we know that we have a healthy household.
That's right.
And finances is very, very key to that. We want to be able to have access to not just health care, but for the income and to be able to access it if something happens, to have those resources available to us. We want to be able to know that money to take care of our parents.
That's right.
I'm sure my children want to take care of me.
This is something that I learned today. I know we're running out of time, but this is something that I learned today. Today I learned that I can set up a policy for a 2-year-old. Okay, for a 2-year-old, right? We can stop paying when that 2-year-old turns 15 years old. We can guarantee him a $10,000 check for 4 years while he's in college, 18 to 21. We leave the money there, and when they're 30 years old, they can access another $20,000 to buy a vehicle. 10 years later, they can access another $30,000 to buy a home. And then still have a guaranteed income.
Wow.
At the age of 65.
Wow. So tell me that's not good, healthy living.
Yeah, so that blew my mind.
So the information that Gina and George have to share is absolutely free. We are going to post their information. I told you guys, you can find me on Facebook, Yolanda Givens. Look for me. You can definitely go to the website. It is georgiadotyinc.org, and we're going to make sure that their information is on there. We only got probably 30 seconds. Any final words? Anything final?
Jorge Hernandez on Facebook as well, Jorge Hernandez.
That's it?
That's it.
No final words. Our financial health is just as important as our physical and mental health. What's your final word?
Gina Sherman with Financial FYI on Facebook.
All right. We're going to make sure I post them on my Facebook page and on our website that you can find us. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. I will be back next Tuesday at the same time, same place, and have a good rest of the week. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.